I told her, Susie, I want you to give me a wife. And of course, she was telling me maybe I'm girlfriend for the first time, for the time being. But I told her what I need is, look at me, the kind of a man I am. Me, I'm not a joker here.
That time when we met, he proposed. That time, me, I've been proposed twice.
By him? Twice by him?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. I've been proposed by him.
Okay.
And because I had fears of marriage, I told him, let's be friends first. So we became friends. Later, I think a month or two. After 3 months, again,
proposed.
On his knee. I met this man through your show together with the other interviews I did.
Yes.
And you see now, probably if I never did that, we would not have met.
No, me, I'm happy.
I feel like...
Yes, I am happy.
It's a channel I'll have to pray personally.
No.
It has to continue so that there are many people, despite now the listening and the healing of the emotions,
Good.
even physically.
Even physically. A very good morning to you and a warm welcome to LNS Rebuilding series. My name is Lynn Ngugi. Sijui muna watch mkiwa na vibrations gani, low, high, medium. Nilisikia show ni za vibrations, but guys, happy 2024. Like, I am so happy we are able to do this again this year with you. One more time, we thank God for the platform. We made it to 800k subscribers. You guys are the real MVP. So asanteni sana. And today's episode is just going to inspire each and every one of you. When my guest came last year, it will be a full 1 year in February. When she came here, she was talking to us about her infertility journey, about how she lost her marriage, the sacrifices she made in that marriage. And now I'm looking at her. What we did not know, you know, when that interview was showing in this platform and in Medaya Kagoni, there was a man who was just watching her and saying, this girl is going to be my wife. I don't care what she's been through, but she's going to be my wife. And so he saw her and he said his prayer, and then he went and sourced for her number, but they'll be telling us more about that. And now they are happily married. Guys, it gives me, like, I just feel so good when I see these things happening, when I see that we are able to bring you work and stories that are able to impact our society. I love. If you've been following this platform, you know I love. So I'm about to let them introduce themselves and take us through their story. But before I do that, I want to say thank you so much to our amazing partners of today's conversation, Optiven. 24 years of nothing but positive transformation. I appreciate you guys even for working with us through this year. And I keep saying, if you are looking for a retirement home, why don't you try their Ocean View Ridge in Vipingo? Very beautiful place there. Uko hapo unaangalia Indian Ocean. So why don't you go there, get yourself a piece of land, ujenge retirement home yako vizuri, and their contact details are here on the screen. Reach out to them and tell them Lynn sent you. And if you have any questions, also my email is right here on the screen. And one more time for the team that makes this work happen, asanteni sana to everybody, guys. Asanteni sana. Acha niache story mob now. Without further ado, please allow me to let my beautiful guests introduce themselves. Good morning.
Good morning.
Susie, yule dem. Ndio huyo. How are you?
I'm well, Lynn.
Tuanze wapi? Where should we start?
Anywhere.
Feel free.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, hi, Lynn.
Hi, how are you?
Happy New Year,
Happy
2024.
Happy 2024.
Susie Yule Dadem.
Susie Yule Dadem.
I'm Mrs. Mushiri.
Now, that's what's up.
And I thank God to be here.
God is good.
Yes.
I am so happy for you. Look at you. Look
I
at
can
you.
only say thanks to God, and I can only pray for Lynn Ngugi show
Thank you.
to live many years.
Amen.
Yes,
As we-
there is a testimony in this show.
Yes.
Yes.
And God is good.
Yes.
Mr. Mushiri, how are you?
I'm good, Lynn. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
I'm also pleased to be here
Yes.
in your show for the first time. It's my honor.
Thank you.
Yes.
You know, you are so calm and collected. And I was watching her and she was saying she loves your voice. You know, it's your voice, you know. But even before we start the conversation, I want to say thank you so much for the flowers you brought me. I appreciate you giving me my flowers. What a way to open the year. Asanteni sana. Yeah, and Susie, I'm looking at you. And now, you know, there's something we say here, yeah, Maridadi mottos, trust the process. And then I remember there's a time one guest came and I was telling you earlier and she said, sometimes God can be God of all of a sudden. It's like we pray and then we don't believe. And then when things start happening in our lives, we say they are happening so fast, but we prayed for these things. So why is it that when they start happening to us, we start thinking, this is too fast, you know? But God, for the people who are watching you guys for the very first time, guys, there's a whole episode on Susie's story. It's showing on the channel, but maybe a brief of what we talked about last time.
Okay. So thank you for hosting me for a second time. The first time I came here and my desire was to inspire a generation. And I was more so speaking to women fighting infertility. And that is my mission. And when I came, I was giving you my journey on how I lost my marriage. And in it, I was still fighting infertility. It's a journey that I went through. I know the viewers, if they have not watched, they will go and watch. And it wasn't an easy journey for me. And at the end of it, when you're fighting two battles, marriage and I mean divorce and infertility, it wasn't easy. But as I said on the other show, is that I have healed from it. And what I was saying is that I had loved the vibe of marriage. That's why I was in it. But then I had felt like marriage is not the only thing that there is in life. So I was okay whether single or married. And also I was enjoying my life in singlehood. And I had walked already the journey of infertility and up to date. I have healed from it. And so I'm just a happy woman living her life and trusting God, like you have said, trusting God in the process. Yes. And that's why I am here again to testify about the process that God, because as long as you're waking up every morning, God is not yet done with you. So whatever it could be about today, what I'm talking about today, tomorrow, who knows what God is planning for us all. Yes.
Tusijifungie.
All
right. Yes. I want to move to your husband. And because I want him to start us off with how he got to know you. But before that, I know we do this at the end of the show. What would you want to tell him?
Oh, hey. Wow. Thank you so much, honey, for at least I came back to Lynn Ngugi not alone. So thank you for the warmth that you have provided to me in my life. Thank you for also helping me to enjoy this other bit of life. And all I can say is, you know, I have like so many words that I can say to you, but bottom line is that I love you so much and I pleasure you.
I love you too, honey.
I love when he calls you honey. Like I just, you know, hizo ndio maombi tunaomba my people hii mwaka. But Mr. Mushiri, back to you. I mean, I hosted her, my friend Kagoni also hosted her on her platform. And for me, what I truly admired about her that day was how unapologetic she was about what she wants in life. And she was not ashamed of her experiences. So maybe if we could come to you, how did you spot her? And how tupeleke kwa hiyo kastori.
It's a good story to say, to tell Lynn. I'm happy telling it. Maybe for the sake of viewers, I'm Alexander Muchiri Sendi. I come from Kirinyaga County, Gishugu area. I am a pastor serving with the Anglican Church of Kenya. That's where I've been serving. And back to the story. Maybe I should have said that I'm a father of 3 adult children.
Yes.
6 glad children.
Oh,
So you can see.
Oh, I forgot to say I'm a mother.
Yes.
And so here comes to be the mother of my children.
Yes.
And the glad ma of my glad children.
Oh, beautiful.
But now back to the way I spotted her. It was towards the end of the second year after the bereavement of my late wife.
Oh, may she rest in peace.
Yeah, so at a time when my children and I had sat down and agreed that the mom is gone and she's not coming back, it's time we move on. Again, at the time I was feeling, I used 3 words. I was feeling hollow, lone, and lonely. You know, after a period of bereavement, now you begin feeling yourself. And so it's at that time I was feeling now, I can feel that is the hollowness in me. That is, it's like there is a hole.
Yes.
And I'm feeling alone. And not only alone, I'm feeling lonely. And it's allowed that time in the month of February when I spotted this lady at the interview at Medha ya Kagoni and here at Lynn. I had already, when I decided that I needed somebody in my life, and put a marking scheme of the kind of the person I want in my life. And I always tell Honey here that when I saw her and she went through the interview, the marking scheme I was sticking one after one, and she got it all, 100%.
Yeah.
So that's how I spot.
What was the marking scheme? What were we looking for?
One thing, I'm a pastor, so I was looking for a committed Christian.
Yes.
So in that, she passed. The other one is that I wanted a mature person. Given what I am,
Yes.
I did not want anybody who feel intimidated in my life. I wanted somebody who is equal to me. You know, they say behind a successful man is a woman.
Yeah.
But me, I didn't want somebody behind me. I wanted somebody beside me. so that kind of that degree of maturity is what she manifested.
Yes.
I also wanted somebody who is exposed to life. That we can level up when it comes to discussing issues. I really didn't want a person who is going to be under my tuition. We are exposed, we can now go and explore and do things together at the same level. So those are some of the things that I was looking at. Then the third one, maybe to say, there could be many, but I want just to mention these 4.
Go on.
Is somebody who would manifest that when he comes in my life, when she comes in my life, she is not on transit. Because with the kind of a person I am, I've lived with my wife for many years who has now gone. The next person I get, I want a person who is now coming to stay with me, not trial.
Wow.
And when she gave her testimony and the effort she made to sustain the previous marriage was in, then I thought, yes.
It was our
So how I got her, you all know that I did not leave her telephone contact.
Yes, alituachia links to. She just left the links to her socials.
What you say that because when you asked her now, how would the people reach you?
Good.
So I was very keen.
Yes.
With my pen to write her telephone number, but sorry, she didn't do that.
Yes.
So you can find me in Facebook. You can find me in my
YouTube
channel. So all those areas I looked for her emails, couldn't get them. I tried to inbox you, by the way.
I feel so bad now. I feel so bad. I didn't see it.
And I even looked whether I can get your contact and make a phone call to you. If I got it, I would have called you because I was prepared to do anything, including if I don't get her contact, walking to Muranga to look for her. Of course, I ended up being around Gatanga area. So, yeah. And so you said the interview you did with her was on 23rd of February last year. Then on 24th, I remember exactly the following day, at around 5 a.m. in the morning, I happened to follow her in her Facebook. I followed again and again, didn't get her contact. By this time round, I said, let me try again. And where it is said about Susie, I opened there. And you know what I got? It's her contact. And it is stuck in my mind that I memorized it up to now. It's in my mind. And then I went on my knees and said, thank God that I've gotten the contact, but I want a sign. Yes, see, the marking scheme, she got it all. But God, is this the person you have chosen for me in my life? I want a sign. And I said, should I call her? And she is willing to talk to me, not reprimanding me of calling her very early in the morning, and gives me all the time, listens at my story, and also she gives me her story, then that will be a sign that is the wife you've chosen for me.
Wow.
So I went on my knees and I prayed on that. After that, I woke up, and at around 5:30 a.m., I called her. And to my surprise, she gave me audience. I told her that I watched her at Medha Kagoni, Lynn Ngugi. I wanted to prove to her that really I listened and watched the interview. I did a summary of the things she said in the two channels, and then she was all listening. Then I started telling her my story, and I told her everything of me, that I'm a widower with 3 children and Gladipa, everything. Then she started recounting what she had shared with us in your interviews. And we talked to almost an hour. Then by the time I got out of that place, then God had confirmed with a sign that Susie is going to be my wife.
Oh, how was he talking to you?
You can already hear.
Yes.
You can already hear. How do you resist that? Alexander Mushiri, this man just, I was listening to him and I'm like, let me keep listening.
It took for a long time.
It was really early in the morning, but then you can already hear the energy.
Yeah, we talked
and the details come out.
We talked for a long time, and Susie here will say that we talked and talked. And we are still talking, and we are not stopping talking. This will continue.
We're not about to stop.
Phase 1 done. He calls you.
Let me tell you, Lynn.
Tell me.
It's until I think the day before yesterday. Because he told me that he even commented trying to get my contact. But you know, the comments were so many, so even myself, I didn't read them all. So now, but I've been curious to see what he had said.
Yeah.
It's until the day before yesterday, I saw his comment. And I was like, man, for you, fear them.
Hey,
Do you know what he was calling me for?
no.
Honey, do I spill it here?
Feel it.
Come
It's already in the
on.
comment section.
Yes, they are gonna find it.
Lynn, this lady is, sijui, she's, I love her story.
Yes.
So inspiring. I am a pastor. The story, her life story would be an inspiration to the congregation.
Okay. Okay.
So the man, the pastor, want me to go and inspire.
Yes.
I read it and I was like, this man. I was like, honey. Okay, you see now, he wanted me to go and inspire him in his house. But pale, and you know, I would have fallen for it anyway.
This
For
area.
me, remember that we were giving the story,
The
but
comment.
then you screenshot.
You
I
have to
wanted
spill
to
it
say,
here.
Yes, good.
because I was wondering, oh man, you know, I would have fallen for it
For the
actually.
congregation.
If he called me, if he managed in any other way to
Yes.
call me to go and speak.
Inspire the people. You would have gone.
Oh man, I thought this was so thoughtful of him.
You have to be tactical, though.
So now,
Muhimu ni
imagine.
Nimuone.
Now I'm even careful of the emails I've received and the invitations to places. I'm like, I hope these are invitation real ones.
Now they know. Now they gotta be serious about it. Huh?
Oh
Yes.
my goodness. I just saw that comment. But now when he called me, I was like, okay, first of all, me, I love his voice.
Yes.
I think but okay, that same day was not about the romantic voice, but definitely I enjoyed listening to him.
And it's
And
okay.
this pastor is telling me how he lost his wife, how they are doing the anniversary tomorrow, because he called me on a Saturday. So they are doing anniversary tomorrow. And you see now that kind of a story is not where you just bash someone and you don't want to listen to them. And I felt that this is someone who really needs someone just to give an ear. And like I had said in your show, I wasn't into the business of marriage. That one, it's not anything I was considering anytime soon. However, I was open to God's way of doing things. So we talked and I decided to just flow with it and comfort him and tell him whatever I would be able to tell him, to encourage him and all that. That morning I was going for a mission. And I had prepared early. I was waiting for some people who were coming so that we go together. So it's like God had made sure these people are going to delay and then he calls.
Yes.
So that time I'm not in a hurry. So I'm listening. And
See the
he's saying it's
coincidence.
God who is confirming his prayer. Yeah, that was our first time to talk. Yes.
Oh yeah, I love this. So you are going for a mission.
Yes, I was going for a mission in Nyeri. There was a prayer mountain that was being launched there. So me nikaenda to prayer mountain. But now he
See the
kept...
committed Christian I needed.
Good. There we go. Beautiful.
And that's why I say, Lynn, let God find you doing what you can do best. Because now I didn't know what he's looking... And in fact, in the show, I normally ask him, how did you know I'm a committed Christian? But he said, from the story, I can tell, I can relate. But you see, also at the ground, I didn't tell him that morning where I was going. We just talked, and then, of course, now. But truly to it, I was going for a mission. So his prayer was good answered.
Let God find you.
In what you can do best. At it.
Yes.
Doing the purpose he has called you. Let him find you at it.
Let him find you. All right, good. Stage 1, done.
Yes.
Stage
Done.
2,
Yes.
how are we meeting for the first time?
Now, as we talked, because now from there we kept talking.
Yes.
And he gave me a story that moves me. When someone talks about infertility, I want to listen, I want to hear what is happening. And he told me about now his background, that he's an adopted son, telling me that his foster mom has never had a child. Okay, she only had one child, and the child died at 8 months. And from there, she never conceived again. Now, this story was moving me.
Yes.
I was like, okay, for me, I knew I'm no longer trying to conceive. If ever God decides to give me a child, well and good, but I'm not trying. I'm not looking for a child. But then there were those fears in the society, especially when I came out too loud about it. People telling me, this thing you'll come to regret when you're old and all that.
Yes.
And so, of course, as a human being, I'm thinking, could they be saying the truth? But I'm trying to give myself the positive vibe that how happy I am today is still the same way I'll be happy even later in life.
Susie.
Now, hearing an 80-year-old lady who have lived her life, I wanted to go and see and hear from her how it has been, because it looks like it's the same journey I'm walking. So I would want to see someone who has gone through the journey. So that one really took me off. I needed to meet that lady. So when he told me, I was like, so can I meet your mom and maybe have an interview with her for my channel?
Yes.
But if she's not comfortable for cameras,
We'll
even
do it
for
in
me,
private.
I want to hear that and know her journey. He was okay with it. Definitely, now for him, he had a mission.
Whatever gets you to me, we will do it. Yes.
So it was planned.
To the other.
Yes.
Now he told me, we need to plan that, and we planned and we got the date. But now he tells me, but sizi pelekea mama stranger. I would want to have at least we meet.
Your game is up there. Your game is up there. Good
Man.
job. Good job. Yes. Points on points. Points on points.
So I need to meet you before then. And I'm like, okay, it's okay. For me, I could have done anything to meet this lady.
Yes.
Of course, I have had stories of people who have given their stories. I've waited for 10, 15, but I wanted to hear the vibe of waiting until old age.
Good.
Because
And
people
I
have
could
a
do
tendency.
anything to meet her.
Because people have a tendency of putting it that you're just saying it now,
You will be okay.
and then they say you will even die early because of stress.
Yes.
Here is a real testimony. So me, I said, whatever it takes. So it's okay. Let me meet Mr. Man for planning on how I'm going for an interview.
Yes. You want him to take it from there? Okay, go on.
Right. So, so we agreed that. So one thing I was happy that, as I said, she would have done anything to meet my mom for the story.
Yes.
Also, I would have done anything to meet her. So when she really accepted that we can at least meet, have a physical meeting, because I've met so many times virtually, I was cool with it. And so we agreed what we do, because I'm coming from Kenya and you're from Nairobi, can we meet somewhere middle way? Can you come to Keno?
Yes.
And she said, I'm cool with that. I'll be able to come. So what is happening on this Saturday, which is now in the first week
Of
March, as I stepped out of my house, going to my car to come, then this lady gives me a test of my life.
Aye.
Don't you say it?
Lynn, I got to think. Now, this is someone I've met on social media.
Yes.
I don't know him. Okay, he has given me so much of himself, but really, I don't know him.
Still, I don't
so
know him.
if I go to meet at a place where he has suggested, I don't know what his motives are. All the stories ameniambia ni pasta, amenitumia picha za watoto and all that, but really, I'm not feeling so secure. Not like I have anything to be stolen, but my life itself.
It's everything.
Yes. So I decided, no, I won't go to where he wanted us to meet. Let me tell him to come over to Nairobi, to the places I am familiar with, and a place where it's me who have suggested. So at least for whatever he could have organized with his team,
Yes, it backfired.
it backfired. Now that's so I told him to come. And I was, okay, if he doesn't come, fine. Me, I'm looking forward to the date with the mom, not really him. So me, I told him, Ayubu, he said, it's okay. I'll still come.
Hey.
Then I didn't tell him where specifically. I told him, start coming to Nairobi. So when you come, you reach Nairobi, I'll tell you where we are meeting.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to make sure that everything is vague for any plans he could be having. Then he came. Then when he was near to Resambu, I gave him direction. He met somewhere in Resambu in a hotel. And so that way I was feeling safe because he has
familiar.
Yes, I'm familiar, and
He has no idea.
Yes.
Yes.
So now Mr. Mushiri came and we met.
Oh, okay.
Funny enough,
Hey.
when he came, he parked his car beside my car.
And I didn't know her car.
And we didn't know each other. So even when we are leaving the hotel, and I thought he's okay, first of all, I thought maybe he would want to show me his car, or he want to take me to
your
my
car.
So when we are going, I'm thinking we're going to my car.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, how did he get to know my car? Because we have not said anything. It's now when you are leaving. Then he goes, and I want to watch what he want to do. He opens his car, and I'm like, okay. This is my car.
Yes.
So
Two.
imagine.
Yeah.
So in the hotel, we talked a lot. Of
Yes.
course, now we
How
shared.
was it like seeing him for the first time?
Oh, seeing him, first of all, from his voice,
Yes.
I was expecting Sijui, a tall guy,
Yeah.
a big guy from his voice. So when he came in, I didn't first of all like visualize he's the one. But for him, when he saw me, he was like, you see the smile?
Yes.
He just smiled. And then he was like, the same lady I was looking for. I was like, okay, maybe it's me.
Go on.
So we sat down, we talked, generally repeating the same things we have talked. Who you are, what you have
Breaking
done.
the
things.
ice.
Yes. Then, now, Mr. Mushiri tells me, after all that, he's sorry about what I've gone through in life and blah, 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 blah. But now he tells me, I want a wife from you. I look at him and I tell him, you are a joker. Even if you were to ask anything, ask me for a girlfriend, not a wife. And he was like, no, me want a wife. And then he was, and then he said, I am not a joker, and what I say, I mean that.
Point zinaenda zikipanda tu. Good job.
So definitely, unfortunately now, that was a no. So we are not proceeding to anywhere. Me, I'm not ready to be someone's wife. It's not even a thought. I've not given it a thought.
Yeah.
So if anything, maybe I could try a girlfriend when we get to know each other. But now for this one, it's a no. He's not coming down. As I may, it's a girlfriend. So we left it at that.
Good.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. You left it at that.
We left it at that.
Why would you say you want a wife, not a girlfriend?
Well, going back a little bit,
Yes.
The test, the reason I call the change of the plan, not coming to Kenya where I wanted her to come, for me to come to Nairobi as a test, is why does he tell me in the morning, and I'm sure it's something that he had premeditated, and then when I'm just stepping into my car, Alex, can I suggest some changes? Are you able to come to Nairobi? And well, as I said, I could do anything to meet her.
Good.
And so, as he says, we met at hotel.
Yeah.
And I really didn't know her car, but I parked just beside her car.
Another sign.
Another confirmation of the sign that really I'm in the right direction. And when I met her, this lady is actually the lady I was quoting virtually. And so we sat to talk, and when she shared her story, just as she had done in your interviews, I couldn't imagine that an innocent soul like this could go through that kind of pain. And if she looked clearly, I did shed a tear when I saw that. Then after we talked, we held hands. And that is when I told her, Susie, I want you to give me a wife. And of course, she was telling me maybe a girlfriend for the first time, for the time being. But I told her what I need is, look at me, the kind of a man I am. Me, I'm not a joker here.
Imagine in a hotel.
In
we
a
are holding
hotel.
hands. And it wasn't even in like a private sector, because for me, I wanted it as public.
Going to the question you asked, why then was I asking for a wife
Yes.
and not a girlfriend? Remember, I had a confirmation sign that this is my wife. So why settle for less?
Oof. Scholar, tumefika points ngapi? Tunaenda. We are up there now. Good.
We are going.
We are going. Yes. Why settle
for less.
For less.
Yes.
I love something here
Yeah.
that you've said. Allow me to just digress kidogo.
Yeah.
You have a confirmation already.
Nice.
Is that what we do in life sometimes? We already have confirmations, but we continue settling for less, even though we already saw and we already had that confirmation.
The big mistake we make, why settle for less? When God has shown you clearly that this is the direction. And you know, Lynn, the pastor that I am, I know as long as you are in the direction of God, you never get it wrong.
I love that. But did you want maybe to go for dates? Because they say the dating process also is equally important, right? Because you have to court someone. Some people court each other even for 10 years before they get married. Sometimes it's 2 months, sometimes it's 5 years. What did you want from that? Or do you think that's why she was like, let me be a girlfriend first?
I understood her, and I also know from where I sit, for her to be my wife, there is a process.
Good.
It's not like something automatic. There is a process. But I needed her to know that what I'm working for is not for a girlfriend. It's for a wife. Yes.
I love that. And
It's true, as you were
on.
asking, sometimes we settle for less because of fear. You know what you want. It's so clear to you, this is the kind of, whatever you are praying for, this is what I want. And probably God has even clearly shown you what you will get. But then the fear love, like now him, when I say no, he could maybe be afraid, let me just talk about a girlfriend so that I don't lose her. And then now you lose the vision. Because now, even later when we came to date, I knew this guy is not joking. He's a serious guy. He's not trying this, a girlfriend, although it starts there anyway. It should start there. But when your girlfriend, Lily, you can, anything can happen. It's not like you. But when now you're in a serious relationship, you're courting for marriage. Now that's a different ball game. So I think that's, now we lose our focus because of maybe fear.
Because of fear.
So
you guys dated, he persisted, and you
Yes.
gave in. Clearly you gave in.
Clearly. But actually I can't tell when.
Oh, Susie.
Because now I think things moved very fast.
Yes.
And I can't tell when. Because now from there, remember we had met to plan about meeting the mom. So the time came for me to go and do the interview.
Yes.
Now, I also went with my bro because I was like, also, it's a strange place I'm going. I really don't know. So I needed to be with someone. So I went with my bro for security purposes. Hey, I wish I had left him. Because when I met Alex, acted like we already an item.
Hey!
I met him and he hugged me.
I had that confirmation, that signs though. So
I'm looking side by side.
I
What
knew
did my
this is
brother
it.
see?
Yes.
And he knows Susie Bilako.
Straightforward. Hey!
And I had not even told him anything, so I just told him I'm going for an interview. I don't know this place, so I want you to take me.
Yes.
So now here someone is hugging and looking so happy as if we have been an item. We went, did the interview.
You met now the mom.
I met the mom.
Yeah.
Wow. That lady. I'm so happy that she's my mother-in-law today, that I can access her anytime I want. Because that time I left that place feeling like, I wish the people around the place knows what is in that woman, if they would just give her a listening ear. I was even wishing if she was young enough, or rather an age where I can keep even bringing her in my channel, because I felt this woman is so wise, especially matters to do with marriage life. Yani, she was just talking and I could hear a lot of wisdom. So me, I admired that lady. At some point, I even became emotional. And this lady, she's telling you of things she have passed through in life, smiling and telling you how she have been telling people, don't cry.
And you are there.
Yes.
Crying.
So you're imagining she should at least cry, but she's saying,
Don't cry.
when I lost my child and I saw how my husband was moved by it, I was telling him to be strong, and I'm wondering who was to be strong in this matter. So she have gone through it in life, but yet she's there. And she's very wise. So I was happy to meet her. Now, the gist. All along he's acting. I think at the people in the family picked something. Because all along he's acting as if I'm a girlfriend. And I'm trying to be careful not to frustrate him. And also not to show. So when we were done with the interview, first of all, I had told them, I'm just coming for an interview. Don't prepare anything. Wow, they had really cooked. So me, I enjoyed. I was saying, Nataka interview, come on, here's When we were leaving, Mushili held my hand, took me to her mom, and he said something to mom. And the mom was like, she brightened. My mom in love is in a wheelchair.
Yes.
So she was seated. So she brightened up. And then she hugged me and they cried. So I'm like, there's something I'm not understanding. Apparently, he told mom.
What did you tell mom?
You see now, the mom had some instincts.
Yes.
The motherly instinct. That makes you, know things and all that. And so she had asked me, Mushiri, you are telling me is a lady coming to do me an interview? Yeah, I told her yes. Tafadhali, tell me more. Nisikutwa hivi tu.
Yes.
If there is more than just what you are telling me. And I told her, well, you will see when we come. And so when we finished
The interview.
the interview, we took lunch, and everybody was leaving. She was also stepping out of the door.
Yes.
I held her hand. And told her, let's do something here. And thank God she did not protest.
Yes. Akuchoma.
We followed on, and I took her to my mom. And I asked mom, I don't know whether I mentioned it in Igegeshogo.
Yes, I'll translate.
And then translate.
Yeah.
I asked her, Mami, ingekuretere mwiritu uyu atuike mwarimu we, no mwitikire?
Mom, if I bring this woman to be your daughter-in-law, will you accept her?
Will you accept
You
her?
got it right.
You got it right.
Yes.
And I want to tell you, she got her from my hands.
Yes.
And put her here. Then pulled her and hugged her. And I could see the brightness and the joy that mom
Had.
This gave her, knowing the pain I've gone through. And now there is somebody who has come to be part of my therapy. It was so warm. We sent tears of joy.
How was that like for you, Susie?
Wow, I was lost for a moment
Yes.
because I didn't understand. First of all, the Gigishogo, I'm able to understand, but it was very fast.
It's very
I didn't-
deep, Kikuyu.
Yes, very deep. And then he was leaning to mom. So I didn't get to understand what mom has been told. Then the way she reacted, and then I'm wondering, why are they even crying? So for me, I was lost for a moment. I didn't know what it is. Although, through the interview, as I was doing her, they were giving me so many signs.
Yes.
Because mom has adopted many children, and she's living a full life, like just like a normal family. You cannot even tell unless she gives you her story. So in that, she kept praising him so much, how he was a good boy growing up, how he's a faithful man, how he has taken care of him, and how he lost his wife and he feels bad. She feels bad about it, that she's praying that he will get a good lady.
Yo mama sweta. Alikujenga.
Then he was there saying how he learned a lot from the marriage,
Yes.
her mom's marriage,
Yeah.
and how she'd want to treat the woman she get married to the same way as mom was treated. I mean, now,
Hey.
fast forward.
Yes.
We've met mom. So when we were going home, I asked him, what was that? He didn't explain. Aliniambia tu, I just wanted mom to meet you. And I was like, we had already met and done an interview. But then I realized he don't want to talk about it. So I let it go. And I went back. So you can imagine from there, now we are friends. We keep talking about the video when I'm uploading. I'm telling him, nime upload. Now we keep updating. Sijui send me this photo, do this. We are buddies now.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Now, the next time I know, he's proposing.
Oh.
Discover a homely haven at Ocean View Ridge in Vipingo by Optiven. Visualize your dream coastal home. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
So when we met, then after that, of course, now we met again. And I think now that time when we met, he proposed. That time, me have been proposed twice. Because the first time, I was a bit hesitant, like, this is too fast. Well, I'm saying yes, but it's still too early. And I felt like tunaenda speedy sana. Take me slowly.
By him? Twice by him?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. Just by him.
Okay.
Because now the first one,
Yes.
I was like, okay, for me, I hate disappointing people. So it was a yes. But then I'm feeling it's too fast. So later I told him, I think we're moving so fast. Let's go slow on this. And we went slow on it. Then now, this is a man who will never give up in life. I've come to realize that.
And I told her I'm not a joker,
Yes.
so whatever it took.
Whatever.
Yes.
So when I felt like it's going too fast, I decided to put a pause and say, and then he was telling me, but we already engaged. And I was telling him, no, that was just, for me, no.
It's too fast.
It's too fast. So I'm not taking that. So I told him, let's be friends first. So we became friends. Later, I think a month or two. After 3 months, again,
Proposed.
on his knee.
Again.
At this time, I think I was ready.
Good.
I knew this. I wanted to do life with this man. He had given me every reason
To
for
do
me
life
to
with
feel
him.
I can do marriage again, because I had fears of marriage. But for the months I had stayed with him, I had already felt this man, I'm ready to do life with him. In fact, it's like I was waiting for that proposal or for him to remind me we are engaged. But he wasn't reminding me. But 3 months down the line,
Again.
on his knee again.
And you said yes.
That time I said yes. And I was so sure what I was saying yes to. And I'm glad that I did. Today, I am happy that I did that. And so from there, now when I said yes, now he could not now wait again. He told me we need to get married. We need to settle.
Yes.
This is the wife that I needed.
Yeah, so we talked about it, and me, I was okay. Now I'm ready to settle down. I'm okay. I think I have. Now the other big bit for me that I was a bit afraid about is the children. How will they take this whole thing. First of all, even if I don't mention it, you can still see our age gap. So I was wondering, how will they take it? And also my family, if I tell them this, how will they take it? So for me, first of all, before I said yes to him, the second time, I had already put some deep state to angalia home what will happen. So I had briefed my parent, and my dad at first he was not. It was not a yes
A
from
straight
him,
yes.
a straight yes. So he kept taking me like this. But I realized, if it was a no, he would have said no.
There you go.
But
so
there is a chance. So even when I was saying yes, I was like that. So finally, he took me to meet the children.
Oh.
It was such a nice feeling for me.
Yeah.
Before I met the children, he kept telling me, you will be the mom to my children. So don't again say that you'll never be a mom. So you'll be mom to my children, and you'll be a grandma to my children. I was like, I'm okay being a grandmother, I'm okay being a mom. Finally, I met the children. It was such a beautiful moment we had with them. They were like also very ready to meet me. I think they had heard everything that they needed to hear. So when I met them, they were so ready to meet me. They even did me a cake to welcome me in their lives.
Oh, hold right there. She says the kids, a very important aspect,
Right.
especially when now you are getting married.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
What conversation did you have with the kids that made her feel like they were ready for her to even make her a cake?
Right. Now, Lynn, when it came to my mind that I'd taken a decision that now I need to move on and get married,
Yes.
I knew it's not like when I was the college boy, now getting married. Now I have other people at stake here. And so the first the part of my family to discuss with were my children. And it's every year when we met, we set goals for ourselves. And I would ask them now, what is your goal for each one of them, the three of them? And then this time around, we were qualifying, like saying this is what I wanted to do over the year, is what I've done. And then they wanted to know, now, Dad, and you, what about what you had told us that you want to move on? And I told them, now, this is it. I've gotten a person. And I told them the name, I shared the photos, even the interviews at Lini and Medha Kagoni, that they may know who this one is. And I think my son is one of the people who responded and said, I think Susan has made you very happy. And so they were really waiting to meet her. And they even did a cake. And in that cake, then littered our dad and us loves you and welcome you. Susie, Dad and us loves you. Welcome. So it was another romantic experience.
Yes.
When I could see
Yeah.
it's not only me who is accepting this lady, also my children have fallen in love with her and accepting her as their mom and the so of the family.
Look at you. That's beautiful.
It was so
Our
good.
dad loves you.
Imagine, welcome.
Welcome.
So me, I didn't have any fear. Actually, because when I was meeting them, I was fearful. But now from there, I didn't have any fears doing life with this man. Because if the children have accepted, You know, it we may say that the choice was his, but if the family is not in for it, he will not be at peace. So will I will not be at peace in that home. So them accepting me, and yes, the son said the first time when we met, because they all talked to me and they gave me very positive words, and the son was like, the reason I was looking forward to meeting you is because every time dad want to tell us about you, there is just the way he looks so happy. He looks so I knew this woman is making dad happy. I wanted to meet you.
Yes, yes.
So I felt at home with it, and I'm happy. We are still doing well with the children.
I love that.
1 month later in the marriage, we are doing well with the children, and I thank God for them.
Good.
That I am a mother and I'm a shosho.
Apologies. I saw your email late inviting me for the wedding. I got that email so late. You owe me a bottle of wine. Your words in the email, not mine. Non-alcoholic.
So what are you asking for?
A bottle of fruit wine.
Thank you.
I'm sure you get it.
She told me in the email, Lynn, I owe you a bottle of. So I will wait for it.
Imagine,
but
I felt so, because imagine I met this man through your show together with the other interviews I did.
Yes.
And you see now, probably if I never did that, we would not have met.
No, me, I'm happy.
I feel like
yes, I am happy.
It's a channel I'll have to pray personally. No, it has to continue so that there are many people, despite now the listening and the healing of the emotions,
Good.
even physically.
And people, please get my friend Medaya Kagoni to 300k subscribers. Like, that's my girl. Get her also to 300. Even if you don't understand, just go and subscribe. Trust me, the algorithms will favor. Just go and subscribe. I'm happy we were able to share your story, me and her. And I'm happy that
see what it did.
Yeah, what it did, you know.
And maybe what she's not telling you is that not only did I introduce her to my children, I also wanted the parent of my late wife to know what I'm doing. I thought it was very important for their emotional health. That I also felt that. So the same day when she met my children, not only did she meet my parent, my mom, the one you are talking about, but also made her meet my father-in-law. And another very romantic experience. Maybe if I would rather let her talk about it, because I may eyes it.
Hey, let me tell you, Mr. Mushiri, your points are now 1,001. Yes, we are up there.
Wow, I don't know why that makes me feel emotional. But it was great. It was great. I was afraid because I knew these people. I'm reminding them of what they have lost. And of course, death is a painful experience. So I really didn't know how it would affect the whole family, and especially the dad, who is a bit aged now. And now we are bringing him this. But I went, and when I met Dad, who is now his father-in-law, the father to his late wife, it was the opposite of what I was thinking, because I was thinking like I'm going to hurt their feelings and all that, like I'm coming to replace their daughter, all that. But now when he saw me, he was so happy. His face was radiating. He was like, oh, you know, sijui kama me or something.
He said, well, mommy, you are the mother.
You are the mother.
Because my late wife was named after his mom. So, Gigikoyo, then she was the mother to my to my father-in-law. And so when he saw Honey here, it's like she saw Joyce, my late wife,
Yes.
come back to life.
Wow.
Imagine, he was so happy. He was like, oh, this is my mom. And he went in his pocket and gave me 1,000.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm the one coming to visit. Maybe I should bless the parents.
That's a sign of blessing, by the way, guys.
Imagine. So he gave me 1,000 and then he told me, feel welcome. Now in the Kiembu, now that's Embu side. He welcomed me. Wow. I love that family. Yani, I thank God because I feel so accepted. There was a time I felt rejected. This time, I'm feeling so accepted to a point I'm like, God, I knew you will bless me, but I didn't know this way. Because the whole family was there. The brothers to the late wife. She was the only daughter, so all the brothers were there and their wives. And they were all happy. And they were all telling me, come and pick from where Joyce left. We let you be. Then the dad called the children, now our children, and he made them shake my hand, and he asked them to call me mom.
In fact, he was
Why is that so emotional?
Imagine.
he was holding their hands, and in Kiembu, now I can only mention it in Kikuyu.
Yes.
He was he makes them greet her and tell her the uyo mulimwitaga mami.
You will be calling her mom.
Mulimwitaga atia.
Then he makes them repeat again.
Each one of them.
Mom.
Like he holds the daughter, say it, the other daughter, say it, the son, say it.
Yes. It was so emotional.
What a blessing.
And that's the time I was also coming to a realization what is happening in my life. This is serious than I thought. Because such an elderly man doing this, it's not a joke anymore. This is serious.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing. And for me, that carries it all.
And maybe he went on to clarify to my brothers-in-law there.
Yes.
And he's telling them, you know, when your mom died, my father-in-law is also widowed.
Yes.
Me, I did not move on. But for this one, it is me who allowed him to move on. So if you have any question,
Ask me.
don't ask him.
Ask me.
Come to me.
Kuka is good. Ask me. Niulizeni. Beautiful.
If there's anything I've been blessed with, is the gift of parents. Yani, these people, they are everything that one would want to have. So me, I'm taking the joy of a husband, children, and good parents who I know that I can go to them for anything, any advice I need.
You know, this is the part they say, things of God, they don't come with confusion.
Imagine.
They don't come with confusion. There's clarity upon clarity upon clarity.
The door which God has opened, nobody can close.
Nobody can close. That part was so important, and thank you for bringing it up. You know, we are learning even on the show now. I know a lot of people are, because an introduction to another person's in life also comes with a lot of hatred from other people. And if we can be able to attract peace from all dimensions, the better. Your kids are happy. Your father-in-law is happy.
My parents are happy.
Your mom is happy. Her parents are happy. She's happy. Like, look at this. This is
just God.
Only you can build or break.
Sure.
For he has given us the free will to do things.
Yes.
So you choose whether you want to mold or break. I love that. But how was the wedding though?
The wedding was beautiful.
The wedding
I want
was
to repeat
great.
the day, but not the planning, but the day.
If only that day would come without the planning part of it.
Yes.
It's a day, it's something I would want to do every day.
God.
And the most significant part of that day.
Tell Tell us. Tell us.
Is when the bishop was conducting the wedding, said, now let us stand for the bride to come in. And I saw Susie Yule Diadem.
Being the bride.
Being the bride, and no one else is this beautiful lady coming. If you see that photograph, and I normally say, seeing her coming. When I lost my wife, I did said a tear of pain. But this time round, I was sending a tear of joy, because it is God who have made us smile. Yet again, yet again, both of us have gone through pain, but God has given us an opportunity to smile again. And so when I saw her coming to gift me with what I would call a Christmas gift of a wife, because you can imagine at a loud march last year, I told her what I needed was a wife. And she said, what she would give me is only a girlfriend. But this time loud, this beautiful lady, honey, it moved me to see you come to gift me with a wife, to feel my hollowness, my loneliness and loneliness. I've repeated this many times. And when somebody repeats something many times, it means he's not a joker. He's that serious. That was very significant for me.
Yes, that was beautiful. You had a beautiful day?
Yes.
It was very beautiful. I loved, for me it was like a dream come true, because I'm doing a wedding when I'm so sure and I'm happy, I'm content. Because this man has made it, I did a relationship with him for like, I think 6-7 months, and we've never had a quarrel. Like the way you feel someone, sasa.
Energy.
Yes. Yani, it has been, he has given me a different way of seeing things, that things can be happy. Even what people say that in a relationship you have to scratch kwanza, then they say it's, I think it's in a Kikuyu saying where the nail, and I don't know what, they have to screw until they get inside each other. For me, I think if you apply grease, you don't have to really screw. You can just, because that's what has happened to us. I've not had issues, I've not had, it has just been smooth. I would not have asked for anything better.
Why labor for negatives?
Yeah, so that time when I was going now for my wedding, I was so happy that I'm so sure where I'm getting into. And I'm not afraid. I've seen people who have commented and telling me it's too early for you to. But I'm saying I'm not afraid of the years to come. Already what I have seen, I'm okay. I bless God for this. So my wedding was beautiful. We said yes.
You know.
I
was telling him, Lynn has not yet replied my email. I've invited her for the wedding, but let's wait. Maybe she'll just appear. So let's just wait.
Come on, Lynn. Come on. Come on.
Lynn, where were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we thank God. It was a good time. Yeah, and here we are. We are 1 month, I think 2 weeks old into it. And we are happy. We bless God.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Still in honeymoon?
Go on, sir.
Still on honeymoon? And this honeymoon will learn for life.
Yes. But you went for honeymoon, though. I saw some people jet ski, like,
yes. That was just the beginning.
Oh, okay.
But our honeymoon is a lifetime experience.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a story of restoration.
Yes.
A story of rebuilding.
Yes.
It's a story of when God gives you a confirmation.
Yes.
It's a story of sometimes God is a God of all of a sudden.
Yes.
It's a story of envision the kind of life
you
you want.
want.
When you came on the show, I loved your positivity. You are like, Lynn, that happened, but I'ma move on with my life. You are not even blaming anyone. You just kept it, you know, you just kept it straight. And these are the things you desired. For in one day, you will meet such a man that is going to give you peace of mind.
Yes.
And
And you know, I never thought, I felt like what I wanted is not like it's not real.
Yes.
Like it will be difficult. That's why I was settling and I was giving myself the positive energy to live single, because I felt like getting that kind of a man I want. Because sure me, I want peace. I already know the cost of peace. I know what it feels to not have peace. I don't want anything less. And so the way of how me I define peace, because it's different. There are people who could be very comfortable in the kind of a marriage I was in. So for me, it's how I define it. So I was feeling like it would be so difficult for me to get such. But who is God? The greatest lesson I've taken from this whole thing is he's telling you that he was ticking and he was thinking this is a marriage partner that I would be having. Me, I'm here, Lynn. I'm coming to give you my life story to inspire.
Yes.
Not really looking for a husband, to inspire. But God in his own way is answering someone's prayer and even my own prayer. Because it's not like I hated marriage. I wanted a peaceful one. So God, when I'm inspiring people, he's doing his work. There's no better way I would now take trusting God. And I would not stop telling it, anybody who cares to listen, just trust God and be happy. Yes.
And be happy.
And be happy.
How do you feel
I feel
about
good.
the whole experience?
I feel good. I started by saying that I felt hollow, alone, and lonely. Now you can imagine with this lady now. Yeah, my hollowness has been filled. I'm no longer alone and lonely. The other day we had fun with our glad children, and we were playing Team So and Team Goka. That these things can happen. I have a friend.
Wow.
You know, I have a companion. I have a soulmate. I'm warm. I'm cool.
You're cool.
Yeah.
God has truly blessed you.
Yes.
God has blessed you.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel blessed. I feel so blessed. I cannot thank God more. Enough, I think. I cannot thank God enough for this because he has blessed me way beyond what I could have thought. There's this question that people keep asking, is marriage an achievement? To me, I feel I have achieved. I don't know whether it is an achievement, but to me, I feel I've achieved. Because with no peace in life, so for me, I've achieved. I'm happy. I'm at peace. And I want to keep doing this. And I bless God for this.
You know, you are coming from a place of shrinking in your previous marriage, a place where you felt so small, a place where you felt so burdened that you were even willing to accept things that no person should be able to accept, to finding someone that treasures you, someone that loves you, gives you peace of mind, someone that knows what they want, right? But there are a lot of people that are watching you right now and they're in that situation. They're in that situation where, number one, they don't know their value. Number two, they are shrinking. Number three, life is breaking them left, right, and center. What would you want to tell anyone, whether it's a man or a woman who is in that situation?
Wow. Well, what I would want to say, first of all, I would want to say sorry to someone who could be going through that. And also, I would want to say it can only go as far as you will allow it. It's got to reach a time where now you say, I'm no longer going to go through this. If you allow it to go this far, it will go. If you decide to bring it to a stop, sometimes you can bring it to a stop without a clear vision of how it will turn out to be. But if you're in an abusive marriage or relationship, it cannot get any worse. You're already feeling bad. So trying something different cannot get worse. Because if it's you're fearing that what if I move out, then I don't get peace and all that. You really don't have it. So I think it is start by how far can I allow it to go? I've got to make this decision, and it is doable. At times when you are in it, you feel like this is the best I can have.
Yeah.
And we accept so much, let me call
Less.
it, yes, less, because
Nimekuokolea sana.
sana. Thank God. Mungu unanipenda. So, we pick a lot and we entertain what is not, as we would call it, less, because we are afraid of moving on, what will happen in the next step. But you're already paining, you're already feeling bad, you already, at point, it reaches to a point where you feel you don't even have the psyche to live, like you don't want to die. But then there is so much that is outside what you're going through now. Start from somewhere, just from anywhere. And especially for women who we feel, you know, for a woman, it's you to leave the home. Me, I don't tell people to divorce. In fact, I want marriages to work. And I wouldn't, like, I'm not clapping for people when they are divorcing. But then, why would we die in there? And you see, for a woman, it's a bit difficult because now maybe you have to move out and you're wondering to where. There is somewhere because there is God. Let us not make anyone or any situation our God. If any situation is not working, give it to God. Search for anything, look for anything that makes you happy and that would also please God while you are at it. And God is so faithful that He's able to pathways for us. You may not have, I'm saying you may not have a clear vision what will happen next. But start from somewhere. Don't allow it to go too far.
Just start.
And it is possible to heal. Sometimes it looks like, even if I get out of here, this is too much burden to carry. But imagine time, and God has a way of healing us.
I love that. And also, before I go to your husband, a lot of women will watch this and they feel the only way they can be labeled as a woman is if they have a child. A lot of people struggling with infertility, a lot of women just going through stuff. And I love that you really encouraged them from our previous conversation.
Yes.
What do you have anything to still share with them?
Yes, what I would say is that if you have a challenge of conceiving, it's not your work. It's not a result of something that you did. It's God's time that has not come. And it's only God who blesses us. And me, I keep saying that children are pure blessings from God and gift. So if God has not gifted you, there's nothing you can do about it. So first of all, accept. There's nothing that you can do about it. And then just agree. Let's be true. There are women who have been battered, fought, and all that when they have children of their own. So it doesn't mean they are in a better position. You are in a better position when you have children. You can only be in a better position when you know yourself and you know your worth and you know your value. So a child is a blessing, but they don't come to define who we are. They don't add more value, that I'm more valuable now that I'm a shosho, I'm a mom, more than any other woman. We got to accept. First of all, accept that you don't have a child.
Yes.
It's like Lynn. Maybe I would desire to be chocolate in color, but I'm brown. So what do I do about it?
You can't change.
There's nothing we can change about it. So now, instead of going all through that much, accept this is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it.
Good.
And God will give you peace.
Amen.
It's possible to heal either by getting a child or not getting a child.
Yes.
I healed even without getting a child.
I love that. I love your story. Susie, I love your story. I love your story. But Mr. Mushiri, you are also coming from a place of grief. You are coming from a place of hollow, lone and lonely, right? You are coming from a place of not knowing, can my life go? Can I find happiness? Can I find happiness? So many people going through that also. They have lost their loved ones. They've lost in their grief process right now. What would you want to tell them?
Maybe I will just unpack them the way they come in my mind. And one thing I want to say is that, Lynn, men and women out there can see this man is in love. And I want to coin the first thing is that it is never too late to love and to be loved. So those people who feel like it can be too late, if only you gave yourself an opportunity, you'll be able to laugh, and also you'll be laughed. So that's one thing that I want to put across.
Yes.
The other thing is that there are no permanent situations in your life. You might be going through a very difficult predicament of your life. Never you think that it will always be like that. Tomorrow may be different from today. Next week may be different. Next month, next year may be different. All what you need to do is to trust in God, believe in yourself, and trust in the processes that are there. You'll find better things will still come in life. Some of us are examples. As you say, we want to do an interview of people like us, of our life, because some of us have come from grass to grace.
Yes.
When people see us here, there's nothing that you have always been like this. But we need to realize that the situation you are in, it can change.
Good.
Only trust in God, trust the process, believe in yourself, and be focused.
And open your heart.
And open your heart. So that is the issue of believement, as you talk about it. I'm a person who I believe there is no time you would say you are completely healed of the pain of bereavement. Those of us who have gone through this will know this, that if you have lost a loved one, to say that you have completely cured of it, it can never be possible. But what happens is that in course of the time, the impact of the pain goes down slowly, like it is with me now. I'm not the way I was 3 years ago when my wife left me. I'm much better. And then, as we are saying, God being at work,
Yes.
and also, time has a way of also healing. So if you allow the time, also you find that it has a way of dealing with the problems that we have. So the impact goes down as the time goes.
Yes.
So what I would say is that as you ask, there is no time we can say that bereavement, the pain of bereavement will completely go, but the impact goes down in the course of time.
I love that. Beautiful story.
Maybe you just want one.
Go on. Feel free.
The men out there, sometimes we take our wives for granted. The women that God has put in our in our lives. I don't know also whether women does the same, but I'm addressing men, and I want to say that you don't know the value of something until you lose it. Me, I knew the value of my wife when I lost her, but I thank God that in course of time, God has given me a therapy. And this lady here now, she's a jewel that I'm not willing to let go at any cost.
I love that.
Because men, these people called women in our lives, are so valuable. Let's take care of them.
Yes. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Anything you want to add? Any of you?
Maybe just for parting shot, he's saying that he don't know whether it's the same for women. Yeah, there are women who also take for granted their husbands, and I would say that it's good to treasure what you have, because now my story might not be someone else's story. And I also think that God looks for motives. So let's not look like Susie is encouraging people they can leave their marriage and go and get another man and they will be happy again. It takes God, and also he looks at the motive. Why are you leaving? So it is good to treasure and to give your best, because like if you leave a place when you've done your best, you will not go with the burden. But if you are careless also with your man, you will leave regretting the choices that you made. So even as we say that don't die in there, make sure that you have done your best in that marriage, for you also to take credit that at least I did my best as I took off them.
Yes, I love that. Thank you all for coming. Very proud of you. Like, thank you. Max is like 1 million. Sasa. We have scored. That's the highest. That's 1 million. But I'm very proud of each and every one of you. I'm very proud also of your YouTube channel. We've grown. I see we are going to 4,000 subscribers. So congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
I want my people, because I know you've documented a lot of your journey in your channel as well. I want my people to come and support you like they always do. So could you please remind them, ama niwambie? Ama niwambie, no, you remind them of the names and how they can get in touch with you. She's never given her number.
Now this time I have no issues giving my number because also the ministry that God has put in me. Lynn, thank you very much for God using you to help me get a husband. Thank you so much.
Please, tuendelee kuvibrate.
Yes, live long, Lynn.
Yes.
And I pray that also we are getting to 1 million subscribers.
Amen.
Yes, because you are an inspiration. Amen. So thank you so very much. If you want to listen, and I know you want to listen to our stories and even more inspirational things, we don't just talk about ourselves. You find me at my YouTube channel, Susie Yule Diadem. Facebook, it's the same name, Susie Yule Diadem. TikTok, Susie Yule Diadem. Yes, I want to speak much and to inspire more about fertility issues and how to overcome and the journey, and also the treatments that are there. Yes, basically all that.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep going. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Shine like the diamond you are.
Thank you.
You get it?
Thank you.
Yes. I got, this is one show I don't want to let you guys go, but I gotta let you go. But I just wanted to say thank you for coming here. I just, this for us, it's an affirmation of why we do the work we do. To some people, sijui ni low vibration, high, medium range, raw, yenye ijaiva vizuri, whatever. But these are our stories. And we have to be able to own them. And I can't imagine the number of people that you encouraged back then and the number of people that will be encouraged right now through your story. So asanteni sana. May God continue blessing you. May He go before you. May all your dreams come true. Yes, but Mr. Moshiri, you mentioned you're also in church. If people want to come and listen to you preach, the way you are talking to us, I feel like we could come for a service or
counseling.
You also do counseling? Oh, beautiful. Where, how can people get in touch with you?
As I said, I'm a minister with Anglican Church of Kenya. I live in Kirinyaga. I'm not now in the active ministry because I went on early retirement.
All right.
But if people want to reach me, maybe through my telephone contact that I can give, 0722 458 398. I live in Kirinyaga County, in one small town called Kutus Town. So if you come around there, you'll find me, and I'll be open for anything that we can offer, so that we are able to impact positively.
I love that. I know a lot of men will also be contacting you. There are people who are going through a lot and they find it easy to talk to another man. And I know a lot of women, have been inspired. Susie, go you. You are a star. God put you here for a reason.
Thank you.
Continue inspiring us, continue challenging us. Live your life to the fullest.
Thank
All right?
you.
Shall I wind up?
Yes.
Nimepewa blessings. God, what a show. What a show. What a show, guys. Like, I don't know. Believe in the possibility of a better tomorrow. Believe in the possibility that someone who loves you and will do right by you is out there. Open your heart to greater things. Just open your heart. Continue doing what you're doing. Let God find you in that journey. I love that. I love what she said. Continue doing what you're doing at its best. Let God find you doing it. You get it to the fullest. Continue praying. Continue manifesting beautiful things for yourself. Continue craving for joy and happiness. I keep saying, God did not put us in this world to suffer. We refuse the spirit of suffering. Like, honestly, we refuse. Stop letting people make you shrink or suffer because this is how things are supposed to be. Now, you are deserving of love, peace. Just peace of mind. You are deserving of that. And I've really loved this story. Go subscribe to my girl Susie. Don't forget to subscribe to my girl Medaya Kagoni. Guys, just take her to 300k subscribers for me. Please subscribe to this channel as well. I appreciate it. Subscribe here. Yes, you also know I have a personal YouTube channel. God, the love there is crazy. I don't know why I opened that channel. I also don't know the direction I'm going to take in my life, but I have an idea. And I hope we continue having authentic and vulnerable conversations in that channel. So subscribe if you haven't. And also to say thank you so much to my good people at Optiven. Dr. Washiri, congratulations on your PhD. When I grow up, I want to be like you. I want to own a lot of land in Kenya. I just want to be like you. I want to be as inspiring as you are. So I want to say thank you to our amazing partners at Optiven. You are celebrating your 24 years of transformation. I believe 2024, we just entered your 25 years of transformation, giving people value. You don't just sell land, you sell value. And I appreciate the journey that we've walked together. This is now our 4th year also in 2024. Further that, I don't know, but anyways, guys, go check out the amazing properties they have in Vipingo. That is the Ocean View Ridge. If you are looking for a retirement home, if you are looking into building something beautiful, if you are looking into settling in a lovely place, why don't you go check out that property? Very, very flexible prices, flexible payment plans as well. And don't forget to say that I sent you. Enjoy these things in life. Na hakuna pressure ya kununua shamba pia. Kama uwezi sahi, please, as I said, manifest. Believe in the possibility of a better tomorrow. You can do it next time, but check it out. And also, if you want to talk to them, their contact details are right here. I appreciate the support that you've given this platform, and there are many ways that you can be able to support us. Our Mpesa number is right there. You can join our Patreon, or even you can join our membership club here. Guys, let's continue impacting our society. One story. Just if I say, even if I finish this job and I brought you one story that impacted your life, no matter where you are vibrating from, as I say, ikuwe ni low vibration, these are our stories and we are going to own them, and no one is going to tell us otherwise. If it's not your cup of tea, guys, you can always try a different restaurant. I say content is like a menu. You enter into a restaurant, they give you a menu, you decide what you want to eat. You don't gotta eat everything in that menu. So I look forward to having a very productive 2024. I look forward to inspiring you. I look forward to us learning. I look forward to us growing businesses together. So let's do this one more time for 2024. Grouchy, you got that? One more time, guys. Tuonane. Bye.